It starts with desperation. Life has not been easy, and every day feels like a struggle just to survive. In moments like this, bad decisions don't always feel like bad decisions. They feel like opportunities. And when someone finally approaches you with a way out, even if it feels risky, you stop asking questions. That night changes everything. A plan is carried out, and in a matter of moments, things spiral far beyond control. Fear replaces confidence. Confusion replaces certainty. And what once felt like a simple decision suddenly becomes something that cannot be undone. Panic takes over. There is no time to think, only time to run. Every sound feels like a warning. Every shadow feels like danger. In that moment, survival becomes the only thought, and the city becomes a place you can no longer trust. But while panic spreads on one side, another process begins on the other. The scene is secured. Evidence is collected. Investigators arrive with a clear mission: to understand exactly what happened and who was involved. Nothing is random anymore. Everything is now a clue. Step by step, the picture becomes clearer. Small details begin to connect. Footprints, reports, and surveillance all start forming a pattern. The truth is slowly being rebuilt from fragments, and with every new discovery, the net gets tighter. Meanwhile, fear sets in on the other side. You try to disappear into silence, avoiding attention, avoiding questions, avoiding reality. But running doesn't erase what happened. It only delays the moment it catches up to you. Days pass, but the pressure doesn't reduce. News spreads, searches continue. Every headline feels like it is closing in. Even in isolation, you can feel the world getting smaller around you. Then something changes. A key piece of evidence shifts the entire direction of the case. What was uncertain becomes focused. What was unclear becomes targeted. Now there is a real path forward for the investigation. It doesn't take long after that. Official action is taken. Plans are made. A name that was once uncertain now becomes central to everything. At this point, escape becomes harder than capture. Eventually, it ends. There is no dramatic victory, no escape, no second chance. Just reality catching up. In a single moment, everything stops, and the consequences become real. Under bright lights, the weight of everything begins to settle in. Questions are asked. Details are reviewed. Silence becomes louder than words, and slowly the truth begins to surface. Behind the scenes, everything is prepared for court. Evidence is organized. Statements are reviewed. The system moves forward with one goal: justice. There is no pause button anymore. Now there is only waiting. Time feels slower. Every second feels heavier. Alone with your thoughts, you begin to understand the full weight of what has happened. The day arrives. Movement begins under strict supervision. Everything is controlled. Everything is monitored. What once felt uncertain now feels final. The journey is no longer about escape. It is about consequence. But in moments like this, nothing is ever simple. Confusion breaks out. Tension rises. The situation becomes unstable for a brief moment, and everything feels like it is spiraling again. In the middle of the chaos, things become unclear. Control is lost, and everything becomes noise and movement. But even in confusion, reality has a way of reasserting itself. Very quickly, response systems activate. The search intensifies. Coordination increases. Every available resource is deployed. At this point, there is no longer any doubt about what needs to be done. But even after everything, fear doesn't disappear. It follows you. Every moment feels temporary. Every place feels unsafe. Running becomes a way of life, but never a solution. Eventually, there are moments of silence, moments where everything slows down. And in those moments, you begin to see how every decision led you here. Not one moment defined it, but many small choices. In the end, it all comes down to consequence. Every action has weight. Every decision leads somewhere. And sometimes the path you choose in desperation becomes the one you can never escape. What begins as a choice for survival can as a lifetime of regret.